let that go. First of all, what they want, but put it in reverse. How's that sweet that let that go? Not about it, but you know you won't.
The 7th house. Yes, the 7th house. So the 7th house is ruled by Libra, okay? And when we talk about Libra, Libra is all about partnerships, relationships, and two people kind of coming together and balancing their energies, because, you know, Libra's the scales. So since Libra is the ruler of the 7th house, that's where you're going to see a lot of the major themes and attributes of this house. And this house, the 7th house, is the house of relationships, okay? Relationships. Now, this is like all partnerships. This is like one-to-one relationships. And this could be anything. This could be romantic, okay? Especially since it's Libra, dealing with love and beauty and attraction. This is also business partnerships, okay? Business relationships. Or this could also just be your best friend, okay? These relationships can also be your enemies as well too, the 7th house. Yes, Libra is very aware of their enemies as well, because again, this is all about relationships. And relationships can go either way. They can be positive or negative. And that's a very important thing to understand about the 7th house, okay? Because a lot of times, because people know that Libra rules the 7th house, they think that it's just romantic relationships. But no, these are just relationships in general. Because again, this is the balancing act, okay? This is who other people are towards you, okay? What is your relationship with other people, okay? What do you think about other people? What does this person mean to you? Who's your yin and yang, okay? Yin and yang type of energy. How do you come together? Compromising, all those types of stuff. So when you look into your 7th house, you're really going to understand the types of relationships that you attract in your lifetime. That's a very big important thing, because we all tend to gravitate to certain types of people, and we tend to attract certain types of people consciously and also unconsciously. And it's in the 7th house, I believe, where you get to really understand what types of people that you naturally attract in your life, okay? And it's not only what types of people you naturally attract in your life, what types of people are opposing to you in your life. So again, like I said, it's not just the relationships that work, but it's also your enemies, the relationships that don't work, okay? Who is your opponent, okay? That's a one thing with the 7th house. So the 7th house it's a very good house to look in to understand the relationships that you attract and the type of partnerships that you attract, and that would also work for you, okay? So examples like this would be like, say if you had Cancer in the 7th house, okay? Cancer is all about nurture and emotions and comfort, okay? And to have this in the 7th house, you can attract a lot of people who have those attributes. So very nurturing people with a kind of like mothering type of instinct, you know, in terms of nurturing. You can also attract very deep relationships, because again, Cancer is all about the emotions and connecting to people, being intuitive. So when you add this Cancerian energy into the 7th house of partnerships, you can make very deep connections with people because you connect to them on an emotional level. That's Cancer. Cancer makes deep relationships. So putting it into the house of, you know, partnerships and relationships, you can create very deep emotional bonds with people. You know, you got to think of the crab in the claws and how it hangs on to what it wants to attach itself to. So very kind of like, you know, and then you can also be a very nurturing person in your relationships, okay? You could be the person who really cares for people and heals people, you know, in your partnerships. And that could be the type of relationships you attract in your lifetime, very deep partnerships. Another way to look at it is if you had a planet in the 7th house. So say if you had Mars in the 7th house. So Mars is a planet of competition, energy, initiation, getting into action, being direct, physical action. So to have this in the 7th house of partnerships, you can attract people who you can attract a lot of drama almost, and lots of fights. Mars is the planet of being a warrior, so you can have very combative relationships, okay? And also Mars is a energy of independence, so you could be very independent, when it comes to your partnerships. Like, you could, not attach yourself to people easily, okay? So Mars can make your seventh house a very detached person, a person who doesn't attach to people easily at all. So it can be hard to get into partnerships because you're such an independent person. You're a warrior. You do everything yourself with that Mars in the seventh house. So that's how, your seventh house works, and it's a very important thing because, your connections in life are really going to build you. Your partnerships, your best friends, these one-to-one relationships are the types of relationships that really help build you, because, we can have associates and, we can have, family members and stuff like that. But the one-to-one relationships, that type of intimacy, those types of connections are big connections. And that's why a lot of people get into, in the seventh house, they find their business partners, their romantic partners, the people that they really can tag along with and do this life together with, So seventh house is a great way to understand the best ways to connect with people, to collaborate with people, and how it can work with you. Because like I said, it won't only just work with you on a romantic level. Seventh house is definitely romantic because we partner up with people that, we find attractive and people we want to make a relationship with. But it's also business as well too. So you can make very great business partners, okay? If you want to get into business with someone, get into your seventh house. Look at the type of partnerships that work with you. Look at the types of partnerships, the types of relationships you create. What is the mood? What is the set? What are the things that you have to work on based off of your sign in the seventh house? Okay, what are the strengths you have based on your seventh house? So very, very, very good house, because this is where you make your major relationships, okay? Your best friends, your romantic partners. This is even contracts, okay? The seventh house can also deal with contracts, okay? So all these things, again, because relationships are like contracts, we come in together and we have a certain purpose, and we work together and we find a way to balance each other. So I had this part of the role, you have this part of the role. It's the seventh house is a very yin and yang energy. It's ruled by Libra, so it's about the scales, it's balancing energy. So when you get into these partnerships, you will usually have something that the other person needs, and they will have something that you will need. And it's like you guys complete each other as a whole. Again, whether it be, friendship, business, or romantic, But again, these are the major relationships you're going to make in your lifetime. So study your seventh house so you understand what types of relationships you make, what you need to work on, what are the weaknesses, and what are the strengths, okay? Because the partnerships we get into in our lifetime are going to be huge influences in our life, and how our life is influenced by the people that we meet. And this intimate one-on-one connection intensifies it, So that's your seventh house, be aware of it. I'm telling you, these relationships can get you far in life, or they can hold you back. So that's your seventh house. And I hope you guys enjoyed that, and be back for some more. And if you enjoyed the music that played in the beginning of this video, please check out my music. I have it on Spotify, YouTube, and on Apple as well too. And then you could also check out my music video here on YouTube. And I have all the links in the description box below. And finally, if you enjoy astrology, please book a reading with me. I do readings including tarot for $60. And you can email me and we'll go forward with that. So I'll check you guys out on the next video.